Caitlyn Clark's debut season was nothing short of incredible. From deep threes to crazy assists, she astounded fans and critics with her skill. Even in a league brimming with elite talent, Clark established herself among the greats in just her first season. Let's look at 10 of her most surprising shots and passes. 1. The best full-court assist.
This there from Lloyd. Clark, the fling ahead. Oh, what a dime! And Mitchell lays it in! And Caitlyn Clark officially has the most assists ever!
Caitlyn Clark is more than just a scorer. Her vision and passing ability are equally excellent. Against the Seattle Storm, she made a pass that was so precise and brilliantly executed that it quickly stood out as one of the season's top assists. The play began with Indiana's defensive rebound. Clark, already reading the floor, dashed toward the backcourt looking for an opening. As soon as she received the ball, she observed a teammate making a break for the basket. Many young players are hesitant to take high-risk passes, but Clark's confidence in her vision and execution is what distinguishes her. She sees plays before they happen, a quality shared only by the finest point guards in the league. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Stay tuned. 2. A tough possession that left the defender losing.
With 28 points here on Caitlyn Clark's 10th assist. Kelsey Mitchell's 220.
Caitlyn Clark faced the Phoenix Mercury one-on-one, alone at the top of the key. Her defender, determined to stop her, took a low posture, anticipating a drive. Clark, however, had different plans. She began with a fast hesitation dribble, which caused the defender to lean slightly forward. Then, she changed gears, crossing to her left before quickly changing back to her right, causing separation. Clark had already lined herself up for an open shot when the defender sought to reset her footing. The defender, thoroughly puzzled by the event, could do nothing except observe. This was a masterclass. Clark's ability to exploit defenders with a succession of quick, precise movements reminds us of some of the greatest WNBA guards ever. Sabrina Ionescu, another great ball handler, frequently employs hesitation moves to create space, but Clark's fluidity and rapid decision-making give her the advantage. This performance versus Phoenix demonstrated that she possesses the skill and poise to create high-quality scoring opportunities, even when confronted with difficult opponents. 3. Squeezing past the defense for an easy finish.
Caitlyn had an opportunity to take the shot, instead drives in, and good job here after the travel to turn her back and shoulder.
The Indiana Fever were on the attack, and the Chicago Sky's defense was ready for another deep shot from Caitlyn Clark. Instead of attempting a three-pointer, she adopted a different method. She kept the defenders guessing with a fast hesitation move before transitioning to an explosive dribble toward the paint. As she drove inside, the defense fell apart around her. 2 Chicago players moved in to shut the path, but Clark maintained control by keeping her dribble low and sliding between them. It was a tight space, yet she navigated it with ease, demonstrating her agility and ball handling skills. Just as it appeared she had run out of options, Clark completed a brilliantly timed lob over a defender's outstretched arms. The ball glided toward the rim, gently sinking in for an easy finish. The defenders, caught off guard, had no time to react, putting them in uncomfortable, hunched positions as they watched the ball pass past the net. This event demonstrated Clark's ability to read the game in real time. Many inexperienced players would have forced a contested shot or lost control under defensive pressure, but Clark maintained exceptional poise. 4. Quick pass, tough defense. Caitlyn Clark found herself in a difficult situation during a close college game versus Indiana. The defense was physical, closing in fast after she caught a pass. With little freedom to move, she had to protect the ball while avoiding defenders' touch. Despite the pressure, she maintained her composure, changing her stance and positioned herself just outside the arc. With little room to maneuver, she took a fast step back and fired the shot with a clean flick of her wrist. The ball soared into the air before dropping perfectly through the net. It was the type of play that distinguished her from other collegiate athletes and demonstrated her readiness for the next level. As she progressed through the WNBA, plays like these grew increasingly prevalent. Defenders had to react to her rapid release and long shooting range, knowing that even tight coverage might be insufficient to stop her. 5. Another elite pass.
And a little spin on the finish as Melissa Smith went to the line and did in fact complete the three-point play. What do we have? 3 back behind the back?
How does Caitlyn Clark do it so easily? Most players have 1 or 2 highlight reel assists each season. Caitlyn Clark scored 3 in 1 game. On this possession, the Dallas defense learnt their lesson. They were attempting to close the gaps and block her from passing lanes. It didn't matter. Clark waited until the perfect moment to contact her partner with a off-balance left-handed pass while sliding out of bounds. The pass miraculously got between 3 players and landed perfectly for an easy layup. A true Magic Johnson-esque moment, demonstrating Clark's basketball IQ was off the charts. Even Sue Bird and Sabrina Ionescu couldn't pull off this degree of precision in their debut seasons. Caitlyn Clark's rookie season served as a warning to the WNBA. She's more than simply a shooter. She's a once-in-a-generation talent. She's already proven that she belongs in the same debate as WNBA greats, with deep threes that make defenders shake their heads and assists that leave even veteran players in disbelief. And if this is just the beginning, consider what comes next. 6. Perfect assist from CC. Another flawless assist by Caitlyn Clark.
Isn't the only rookie in the building trying to make her presence felt? Oh, boy.
What a night she was having. Clark hadn't finished yet. Just minutes after her previous highlight, she found herself in a similar predicament. 2 defenders converged on her as she drove toward the rim, expecting a layup attempt. Instead, she executed the most ridiculous cross-court pass you've ever seen in the WNBA. She threw the ball across the court to an open teammate at the three-point line with one hand while dribbling. Swish. This was Jason Kidd-level passing, the kind of vision that turns elite point guards become legends. It took Courtney Vandersloot and Diana Taurasi years to achieve this level of game control. Caitlyn Clark was already there as a rookie. 7. Insane pass from Caitlyn Clark.
Hi, Caitlyn Clark. Now the passing. Great screen.
Clark is more than simply an amazing shooter. She's also an elite passer. This performance against Dallas demonstrated her vision like never before. Clark had the option of taking another deep 3 as he exited the screen. Instead, she noticed something no one else did, a teammate cutting past the defense. Without hesitation, she blasted a no-look pass through 2 defenders, resulting in a perfect finish. This degree of vision and execution is uncommon among any player, let alone a rookie. Even the greats, Sue Bird, Ticha Penicheiro, and Lindsay Whalen, were not as advanced as passers in their first WNBA season. Clark was already spotting and making elite-level plays, indicating that she was more than just a brilliant scorer. 8 deep 3 from Caitlyn Clark.
Has started out 2 for 3 from 3 and creating a little space for herself. That's how
The Indiana Fever faced the New York Liberty, a powerhouse team with MVP candidates and defensive juggernauts such as Breanna Stewart and Courtney Vandersloot. But none of this bothered Caitlyn Clark. Clark found herself alone against a larger opponent as the shot clock expired. She took a hard dribble to her right before snapping back with a devastating step-back move. The defender lunged, but it was too late. Clark had already shot a high-arcing three-pointer from far beyond the arc. The ball hovered in the air for what seemed like forever before splashing through the net. The audience lost their minds. Even commentators were stunned. Breanna Stewart didn't make a reliable deep three-point shot until several seasons into her career. Sabrina Ionescu, another deep-range threat, struggled with efficiency early in her WNBA career. Even Maya Moore, one of the most prolific scorers in WNBA history, took time to perfect step-back threes. Caitlyn Clark was already dominating from deep in her first season, executing moves that typically take years to perfect. 9. Caitlyn Clark gives Fever a massive early lead.
Caitlyn Clark, one of the rare times this season we've seen her get open. Dejanay Carrington just looking at the ball.
Dejanay Carrington takes pride in being one of the league's toughest perimeter defenders. But when Caitlyn Clark gets hot, she's unstoppable. Clark had the ball again minutes later, in the same place, with the same result. Carrington was all over her, hands up, closing in. But Clark's rapid release is devastating, and Connecticut was beginning to feel the pressure. Clark's ability to make these types of shots under strong defensive pressure places her in the same category as WNBA sharpshooters Becky Hammon and Katie Smith. Even luminaries like Maya Moore took time to gain that kind of confidence at the range. Clark, on the other hand, has been doing this since the very beginning. 10. Caitlyn Clark from range.
She needs to be aggressive on the offensive end, and anytime her defender, Carrington, gets caught up on a screen, and on that...
The game was tight, and the Connecticut Sun had already established a reputation for suffocating defense. But what about Caitlyn Clark? With the shot clock ticking down, she pushed up from well beyond the arc. The Suns' defense made no attempt to protest it. They'd seen her hit these before. As the ball flew past the net, the arena erupted. Fans leaped from their seats while the opposition bench couldn't contain their surprise. Only the truly exceptional dared to take this shot, which reminds us of Diana Taurasi's long-range daggers and Sue Bird's crucial three-pointers. Yet, here was Caitlyn Clark, a rookie, playing like she'd been in the league for a decade. Clark's deep-range shooting was even more impressive than greats like Taurasi and Bird, because she did it so consistently in her first season. Clark was practicing them from the moment she stepped onto WNBA court.